surprising and delighting us, and diving into kind of the unknown and not being afraid to try things that may not be necessarily like, I don't know. I mean, like, she's literally created a new genre almost.
Yeah. And you know what I loved as well? I think what made me so like attracted to her style, her approach, especially as that it was the first version I really saw of someone that didn't have to hide a femininity in such a
yeah.
You know, this sort of, even the way she operates on set, the way she conducts herself, the way she like wears clothing, to me that was also really inspiring, because I'm quite a like, you know, I love clothes, I love fashion, I love like dressing up, like it's a really big part of my personality, and I suddenly was seeing someone that also was celebrating that too in her own, and I just felt like that wasn't something I saw very often. To me it was like, hey, you can be both.
Yeah,
you can be both. You don't necessarily have to, because, you know, directing, for example, is such a male dominated industry. Like we're getting, but it is so heavily male dominated that to see, then sometimes it feels like you have to like fit in to
yes,
and it just seemed like she was one of those people that I was like, oh, you don't subscribe to that.
no.
And I still love it.
True. That's so true, especially the time that she like came up.
Yes. Young
and
too.
did not subscribe to that, and she was just unapologetically her. And you're right, she made, you know, femininity like not a weakness,
Not a
which we had seen up until that point. I mean, it is really. I also think of like Greta Gerwig, who does that too, or feel like
that's it. Oh my God! I thank God you said because I was gonna.
Isn't that funny how that happens? Where it's like on the tip of your brain, tip of your tongue.
It was almost as well, because I feel like this question came up recently, and I felt like I had the same thing where I was like, you know, sometimes like when someone asks like, "What's your favorite movie?" and you're like, God,
you're like, don't put me on the spot.
Oh, but this kind of similar question came up, and I remember thinking later, I was like, Greta Gerwig, like obviously, 100%, like, and talk about someone as well who's like, I found out that, you know, she also like in the way she directs is very embracive of her settings and her, like, did you see that?
Yes, yes, that's what I was thinking of when you were talking about Sophia dressing.
Yes,
you know,
like all her in the Barbie movie, she's like wearing all pink in full like cottage core.
I love it.
I love it too, and I just thought, and just to watch her, I don't know, I've watched some of the behind the scenes of her directing too, and it's so vulnerable and embracive and quite like sweet, and I love
sweet.
Not this
safe.
Sort of
it's like safe. It feels safe, and I mean, like, I feel like you're referring, because like this is what comes to mind when you say that it's like when she's like tender as a director. That have you seen that clip of like Saoirse and Lucas? Yes. And I think that totally encapsulates like her as a director, and like she really is there to play. And that's a wonderful full circle moment of like what you were saying about your experience when you were 8, how you were like, this is professional, but I also get to play. And why can't we have both? There's no need to be, you know, this sad, stupid notion that film sets have to be rigid and hard and, you know, cruel.
And
I feel
reminded me too that first movie was directed by Ford, and I think that now I'm sort of putting the pieces together. I think there's a big link why female directors inherently inspire quite a lot, and it's something, you know, I've got a lot of interest in. I've directed an episode of Fear the Walking Dead myself, which was amazing, and something I'm interested in pursuing too. So I think it's interesting that it all comes back to those being my inspiration.
I mean, I love actor-directors.
Yes.
I think that there's something really, not that directors on their own are not gorgeous, talented humans, but I think there's something to be said about these multi-hyphenate artists that are really special and we're seeing more of, because why not? Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
More.
Well, I can't wait to see like I can't wait for your feature film. But I can't wait to see what you wear during the
Like a spreadsheet look for everyone.
Here's my Pinterest of my avatar. I love it so much. Well, you were such a gem. Thank you so much for joining me today. This was a blast.
Thank you. I had such a good time.
Oh my gosh, that means the world to me. And oh my gosh, Saint X, new episodes Tuesdays or Wednesdays, depending on your coast. For me, I think it's Tuesdays at 9 p.m., but Wednesdays at midnight. But it's such an excellent show. Congratulations. And